Hello everybody. This presentation is being conducted as a part of the second deliverable for the course of Advanced System Analysis and Design. In this project, we would be developing a web-based application called Medical Tracker. Uh, the different team members for this project are Akhilesh Moparthi, that's myself, Ruben Cardoza, and Vinay Nimawat. Let us begin by imagining a situation where we were in need of a healthcare service, but at that moment we're not really sure of which doctor to go for or which hospital to take an appointment in. In such a situation, imagine if you had a system wherein you could find all the information of different hospitals and doctors around and the specific kind of services provided by them. Additionally, what if we also knew the different ratings given by different previous patients that visited those hospitals or doctors, and even the cost of how of the services being provided. Now, you may think that this service is already available here in the United States, but the point is that back in India, there are many under budget hospitals which are in a high requirement of an integrated online system that manages all the information that is available around for different patients and doctors for everybody to be able to access such information on during important or urgent times on a single platform or a preferably web-based. Additionally, the system can also be accessed by various patients to find out about the doctors around them, and for also for doctors who can find their schedules, see their history of treatment by themselves or their hospitals. So our idea here is to make all of this information, all of the access to different sources and responses and more details on a single web-based platform. That is what Medical Tracker aims to accomplish. So in the current system, usually what hospitals do is maintain a manual method of storing data into simple Excel sheets and make logs that are available to doctors. Although the problem is that there is only a limit to the number of previous records that can be stored in such situations. There is a lot of cost in storing such information on physical memory devices. And there is no guaranteed way of recovering the data in case it is lost. And not to forget the amount of manual hours that are spent in maintaining such information. Now, this mainly happens because the budgets being provided in for such hospitals or providers are very, very low. Now, we are not talking about the famous big hospitals which can be afforded if you have a proper medical insurance. This is at an even more grassroots level where people uh, don't really have the easy access to information to reach the right doctor or hospital. So the main aim here is to make all of this electronic for the people who are in need, and even for hospitals who cannot really afford to uh, maintain a strong web-based application which can give all the integrated information at one time. We as students plan on building this application and providing it through the hospitals at the minimal cost without any labor charges or any such extra charges except for the basic infrastructure costs that might happen to them. But mainly the idea here is to remove the entire manual effort in maintaining such database and for an automated system which stores all the information which can be accessed later on by either hospitals or by patients who are seeking for healthcare services. So some of the main objectives of this project are firstly to provide a system which easily manages the different appointments for doctors and also patient admission details. Then the system should also be able to uh, to make reporting work even more easier. Like manually creating reports every time it is required is a very hectic process, and an automated system which provides reports on a fixed duration can be very, very helpful to know how things happened in the past. Which also comes to the next aim, which talks about how it this project will help organizing the historical data of which will explain more about the doctor's previous experiences and previous logs of different patients that he or she attended. Um, then it will also aim at maintaining a centralized database from where a common database from where both providers and patients can take information from. And lastly, and I think this is one of the most important aims, it is important to have a very easy to use graphic user interface so that the patients or doctors who don't really have a lot of training in uh, using web-based applications can still be able to uh, extract the information, the data that they want. At this point, I would like Vinay Nimawat to come over and explain more details about the project.
Thank you, Akhilesh. Now I would like to tell you about the tools which we are going to use for this system. So we are going to use JSP, JDBC, JavaScript for our scripting, MS Access in which we are going to store our database, and MS Excel for some graphs and some data mining. Next, I am going to tell you about the data flow diagram. So here's our data flow diagram. In this, you can see there are some external entities like patient. There are some processes like check patient status, find possible appointments, schedule appointments, and there are some data stores like patient and appointments. So here what we are going to do is each and every individual will have an access to the system. So they would have their like admin roles. Suppose a patient wants to book a appointment, so this is the flow for this appointment. Suppose a patient is want to check his status, so he can check the status in this process and he can find the possible appointments. Similarly, if he wants to cancel the appointment, he can do using this process. So that's the overall summary for our system. Thank you guys, and if you like to ask some questions, you can post a comment in the discussion box.